You are. Let's go. Jump shots on. Rob, thanks for joining us. Obviously a defeat here, but ultimately we've gone toe to toe with one of the sides that are probably going to be right up there at the end of the season. And as we said before the game, everybody knows what Birmingham are about. Is that a performance that your side can be proud of tonight?
Yeah. I think firstly, obviously, I think the biggest one of the things you should be proud of is the medical staff today, who obviously took care of the poor gentleman who had the medical emergency, and I think from all accounts he's doing well, and that's a massive relief, and obviously puts football into perspective. I think a huge shout out to them and the guys who, football is something that gets idolised, but those people are the real heroes, I suppose. And we're just grateful that they were there and everything ended as well as it could. On the football, I thought for the first 45 minutes we were excellent. I thought we stopped their press, we disrupted them a lot, we stopped them playing. The press worked really well. And then second half, obviously we ended up being a bit disjointed with a couple of the injuries and stuff with Harry and Dion, so we sort of were a bit light in that sense, and we're losing Addy, because obviously Addy's such a brilliant player for us in terms of utility. To lose him to a concussion is obviously disappointing, so it really threw us, but the lads kept going towards the end, and obviously we had a few chances at the end, and it weren't as controlled as I'd like us to be. I think we could have been a bit braver in the way we played, but it's easy for me to say that on the sideline. That's a serious team. That's a team that challenged at the top end of the championship. So I think it's a night we can all be proud of. I thought the fans and the atmosphere and everything was tremendous. And when you've got a team of this, a juggernaut like this, panicking at the end, holding on for a win, I think it's something that we worked hard, proud of the lads, and we gave everything, and it's a great benchmark to play against a team like this, to see where we come short, where we was good, and where we can improve. So now it's just all about recovery, ready to go into the next few.
Yeah, and I think what a few people obviously may forget is that just because Birmingham didn't score 5 or 6 tonight doesn't make them a bad team, doesn't mean that we played poorly. They were very hard to break down, they were very well drilled, and you saw from even the substitutions they made that everybody had a place, and when you've got a squad that big, it's going to be a challenge, isn't it? So that was a very tough test despite the scoreline. It's actually a credit that we were able to keep it at 1-0 and give them a real go as well. I thought Jojo played well, made some good saves. I thought we defended really well. Obviously the goal was disappointing, because out of all the chances they had, I thought that was the one that we could have dealt with better, but I think we were just a bit disjointed for a little bit, with Jez having to drop back in, Rolsey coming on, and obviously Brad going on. So no criticism from me. We'll review it to get better, but no criticism tonight at all. Not that I ever do. Just because when you have a group of players that give absolutely everything for the club, how can you criticise them? And I think it's a night to be proud of. It's a night where we can look to see where we want to be, when we're playing against these teams again. And I think also, and also it's going to be a brilliant learning curve for us, as in going up against the top team, and sort of, for me as well, understanding what our limitations are, but also what our positives are, and making sure we reduce the limitations and keep working on the positives. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. I think the club really did itself proud tonight with what happened at the beginning of the game, and the way the fans were, and the way we finished it. Yeah, and ultimately it's probably no secret that Birmingham aren't going to be our main competitors towards the end of the season, and we've got some good games coming up over the Christmas period where we're facing some teams sort of closer to our level, so maybe some opportunities to pick up points there, but there are still a lot of positives to take, and as I said, lots of games coming up, especially this week as well, so plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously it's not going to be, I said to the lads in the dressing room, not every game is going to be like that, with that intensity and that tough robustness playing against top team like that. So but obviously going away from home 2 days in a row after this game is going to be tough. So it's about recovery, it's about enjoying Christmas with family and friends, and then making sure we've got all our eyes on recovery and ready to go at Leyton Orient and then Exeter. But you can only do one game at a good time, so we'll prepare for Leyton Orient, and then we'll move from there. Obviously we'll have to assess a few injuries, so we'll probably be light again, which seems to be the way. But and that's our situation as a club. We're punching well above our weight, and we're doing it on merit, and we just need to keep going. And what's been brilliant this season is when we seem to have had a bad patch in terms of our injuries, or people have stepped up, and like Zabadi, who was obviously unfortunate tonight, he stepped up recently and stuff. So I'm sure there'll be more people that step up and take us forward into this period.
I think I can go like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So a bit rambly there. Sorry.
That's all right.
With Dion, do we know the extent of why he came off and that? Yeah, or not?
I think it's. To be honest with you, I think it's just cramp and tiredness. So it was always going to be a tough ask to get through 90, and then with obviously the illness this week and having a few players missing, we were sort of down to bare bones. And then we get the injuries to H again, Finn's groin, and Addy with the head injury. So look, it isn't ideal, but it's one of the things that happen in football, and I thought we adapted to it well. When Darce come on, obviously he'd been ill this week, so when Darce come on, I thought he added to it, and we kept on going and we were good. We just probably didn't control the ball as much and weren't as brave to play around them through their press. But again, I thought they were excellent in terms of what they did, and they probably did deserve to win the game. But I thought they had to win the game. They had to do everything they could to win the game, and that was what I was pleased about. Is that we made the best team in this league, probably one of the biggest budgets ever in this league, have to do absolutely everything, throw the kitchen sink just to get a 1-0 win. And next time it comes around, hopefully we're better prepared and we can look to go and get more of a positive result.
Yeah, and just talking about Dion, I thought first half, I mean, one of the best defensive performances of the season so far from the whole team. But how much effect does Dion have on this side when he comes in? Because he looked absolutely class, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, he's a top player, he's a top captain. And he's been brilliant since he's come in around the place, and I thought he marshalled it and organised it well alongside Charlie and Toby Malarkey, who've been fantastic. And again, defensively, obviously the Peterborough game was probably an exception, but I think defensively we've been absolutely outstanding. And that's been anyone who's played there, and many lads have. And I'm really pleased in the way the lads have brought into our defensive shape and structure in our press. And we just need to keep on with that, because we do feel like we've got a goal for it at the top end, and we've been showing that. Obviously tonight was tough. They are defensively very good. They're not just a good footballing team, they're defensively very good, and they wore us down with the possession towards the end, which we normally do to teams. And again, it's a learning curve. So no, really pleased with Dion, but really pleased with everyone tonight.
Yeah, and the atmosphere in the stadium was incredible, and it was a great 5,500 people.
It was amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's a great advert for Crawley and what we're trying to do, and hopefully a few more keep coming, because it's something the town should be really proud of in what we're achieving. And okay, we don't get the headlines or anything like that, but we're going about our business really well, and regardless of league position or anything like that, I think we're on our own journey, and we're on our journey to get to where we want to get to, and that tonight should stay with the players in good stead, because I thought they were terrific to remain.
Yeah, excellent. And you get headlines in our paper every week, Rob. So.
Yeah.
Cool.